Tyler, you said something. You were talking about how you look forward to, hanging out with your friends because you are a mom. You have two children. You have a fiance, and me myself, I have three children and a husband, and I truly
Excuse
enjoy.
me, you have a dog. You also have a
Oh
dog.
gosh, I got a dog too. Blizzard, and he gets on my nerves. So I
You
absolutely,
better watch it. Peter could be listening. You better watch it.
I don't hear about no female. Ooh, did I say that? Ooh. But no, I'm sorry. You said Peter. Peter. Did you
Peter,
say Peter?
Peter, you know the pet people.
Yes, yes.
The pet people.
People that put the blood on them first.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not here.
Like, get
I
along.
love my dog. I love my dog. I love my blizzard.
We love the dog.
But yeah, it is truly important to connect, when you can, with your friends, just because we are, moms. Michelle and Taelar and Taylor, no rush for that.
I'm a dog mom. My
You're a
friends
dog
are.
mom. You're a dog mom.
I'm a dog mom.
the princess,
Yeah.
the princess. So yes, it
You
is.
know, can I pose a question, LaDwanya?
Yeah, sure.
Because we were talking about the mom thing with Taylor. She has two kids, as you know.
Taelar.
I have a son. You have three kids. Um, for me, my son, as my friends call it, you just now having a kid. I was 37. A lot of my friends, almost all of my friends, had their kids in their 20s. And so for me, our friendships changed, but they it didn't go away.
Absolutely,
Like,
because while they
so
were raising kids, you weren't doing that. So they're responsible.
exactly, because I was at the club and I was wearing heels. Yeah, like I'm not even joking with you. Like literally, like yeah, like anyway. And so what I'm saying is, like my BFF, like she had her son at, I mean, her daughter at 19. So no clubs, but we're still literally, she's still my BFF today. And so what my concern is the tripped out part about it is at 37 when I had my kids and some of my friends were at that moment back out partying because they had teenagers and they could get away.
Right.
And I'm
Now
going,
you're
no,
raising
I'm at the
a baby.
playground.
Now
Look,
you have
y'all
a
going
baby.
to happy hour. And they were looking at me like I'm crazy, right? So, Taelar, my question to you is, did you have a shift in friendships, or did you lose any friendships because you became a mom and all of a sudden you couldn't go to the mall, you couldn't go and have wine because you were at Toys R Us? You know what I mean?
So I did not lose friendships, but they did change, just like you said, Michelle. But also, when you grow and you become a parent, you yourself change. I can think of a couple of instances during which my values and my interests and my daily activities didn't align with the values and activities and interests of friends that had chosen a different path. And so there were no hard feelings between us, but there was noticeably a gap.
Like you all of a sudden didn't get calls to run off to the mall because you were probably nursing, smell like milk, or were at the playground.
Right. It just, I don't think it was it wasn't top of mind. Like our gathering wasn't top of mind for either one of us. My friends that didn't have families were doing different things, and so that was with that's an example I can think of early on, because my son will be 14, and those are instances that occurred when I was a new mom. Now I have a 5-year-old And this is 14 years later. And I remember starting over as a mom. I had friends that had kids, early on, early 20s, um, maybe even right after high school. And they had been able to like raise their kids and kind of just jump back into their lives pretty early because they had raised children, I think at a young age.
Like 30,
I had my
right,
yes, and we're back out there. I had my daughter, my youngest child, when I was, I think, 38, or maybe I got pregnant with her at 38. She was born when I was 39. And, still had relationships with friends whose kids were on their way to college. Now what I will say is that, I did run into instances where those friends, they just did not get, for whatever reason, what I was doing. They didn't understand that
I can't. Friends that don't get it.
They didn't get it, and I didn't.
Don't get it. Yeah.
And so, but those, I do hold it against those friends because these are people that did not have families, and they just couldn't understand that. There would be times when we would have plans to go out, and I would completely ghost, those plans because I was tired. Or because my kids just did not want me to not be near them and they just did not understand that. So that shift in understanding, that lack of understanding, that I think caused problems. It didn't have to. I think it was me changing, and I think it was maybe lack of understanding with regard to other friends. It didn't have to be that way though. But yeah, it's just a part of life, people change, relationships change, your circumstances change. And that's, and also true is that is okay. Yeah, that's okay. It's just, that's what happens. So.
And now that you mentioned
new friends.
I'm sorry, what you saying?
You make new friends, and friendships also transform. They grow and they develop and change.
Absolutely. You just hit on a few things that I did want to talk about. Ghosting. Have any of you ever experienced ghosting? This is where you have a friend that just kind of drops off the face of the earth. So have you been ghosted, or have you been the friend to ghost someone?
Yeah. Attack.
I'll be honest. I've got to really be honest. I want to hear from the 20-year-old.
I just said Taelar.
I have definitely.
Did you? Yeah.
I have definitely ghosted my friends, and I've been ghosted by my friends, especially after graduation. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna hang out. You're gonna come to my school. I'm gonna come to your school, and never have been, because you just get so busy. Like you take on a whole new life, especially when you travel. Like you go off to school. Like it's a whole different story. And luckily, I have friends that understand. And like I said, it's kind of gone both ways. And my friends don't take it personally when I ghost, because I take full load classes and I work, and I do this year round. I don't take any breaks in school. So especially with my friends being in Mobile, Alabama, and my friends being in Atlanta, and I'm up in Tuscaloosa for majority of the year, I can't always make it to birthday parties, and I can't make it to these hangouts and Christmas parties and Friendsgivings and stuff like that because I'm working. I got to buy my groceries, but like I'm swamped in classes. So like I said, luckily my friends, when they see I'm home, they're like, oh, Taelar, come on, let's hang out. And I'm like, okay, after I stop nannying, because when I come here and work too. So I won't say it's a bad thing to ghost, because everyone needs
type of ghosting. Your ghost is just, I'm busy. I can't get to y'all right now. I see y'all when y'all see y'all. I still love you. No love lost. I just can't.
Yeah.
Right.
The ghost,
because like
hear about
I totally had to
Yeah, the ghost I'm talking about is if you.
I looked it up, Twani.
I'm sorry.
Because I was like I said, like in my generation, we don't. Maybe we ghost, but we didn't know that was a name for it, right? So I had to really look it up so I could get a real understanding. And there's an actual dictionary. There's an actual definition for ghosting, which is okay. Let my brain reactivate because I don't know if I have my little piece of paper where I wrote it down today.
Okay.
I was like, I was serious about this whole friendship thing and the whole thing about ghosting. So, ghosting is when you suddenly, for no reason, withdraw communication. So I meet Taelar, I meet LaDwanya, and we all go to this same hangout spot, right? And we've been hanging out there, after work. We have a glass of wine, we're all single, we're young. And we just like, okay, well, let's do something on the weekend. And we exchange numbers. And we might exchange numbers. And then we go out 2 weekends in a row. And then I call LaDwanya and she doesn't even call me back.